Most people don't realize how similar their waking life is to the dreams they slip into every night. In dreams, everything is immediate, personal, and symbolic, and yet, we never question the intelligence that organizes those experiences. We simply accept that the dream responds to us. But here's the twist. Your waking reality operates through that same intelligence. And the key to understanding it is found in what can be one of the strangest but most beautiful human abilities, lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming exposes the mechanics behind manifestation. It shows you directly how consciousness shapes environments, outcomes, and identities. Neville Goddard spent his life teaching that imagination is the foundation of reality, and lucid dreaming demonstrates this with startling clarity. Today, I'm going to show you how the two connect, and more importantly, how you can use this connection to reshape your life from the inside out. When someone becomes lucid in a dream, they experience an undeniable truth. The entire world around them is being created from their internal state. If their mood shifts, the dream shifts. If they expect something, it appears. If they focus on fear, the environment distorts into something threatening. If they focus on confidence, the dream stabilizes. It's not the scene that creates the feeling creates the scene. That's the law of assumption in action. Neville said, "The world is yourself pushed out." A lucid dream is that statement made literal. You are watching your assumptions become scenery. When someone panics in a lucid dream, the dream becomes chaotic. When someone centers themselves, the dream becomes coherent. When someone deliberately chooses a new state, confidence, joy, clarity, the entire dream reorganizes around it. This is the hidden architecture of consciousness. Here's why lucid dreaming is such a powerful teacher of manifestation. In a lucid dream, you don't earn the new experience. You shift into a new state and the dream obeys. And in waking life, the exact same law applies, just on a slower, denser timeline. Think about it this way. A dream is consciousness without resistance. Reality is consciousness with resistance. But the creative force behind both is the same. In the dream state, you assume you can fly, you rise, you assume a door leads to a beach, you open it and step into sunlight. You assume someone will show up, they appear. In waking life, you assume you're loved, you attract relationships that mirror that state. You assume you're unlucky, life gives you proof. You assume success is natural, doors open without force. Different environments, same operator. Your state of consciousness. Example 1, fear compounds fast. Imagine someone becomes lucid in the middle of a nightmare. They suddenly realize, oh, this is my dream. But their fear is still active. Instantly, the shadow in the corner grows larger, more distorted. Not because they deserve it, because fear is the active assumption. Fear is the author. In life, the same pattern appears. A fearful assumption creates fearful outcomes. People say, I knew that would happen, and they're right. They assumed it. They remained in that state. The world followed. Example 2. Confidence stabilizes reality. Lucid dreamers know that when they become excited or anxious, the dream dissolves. But if they stabilize their inner state, they breathe, focus, ground themselves. The dream becomes more vivid, solid, and structured. Neville taught the same principle. Stability of assumption determines the stability of manifestation. Your outer world becomes stable when your inner conviction becomes stable. Example 3. Identity is the architect. A beginner lucid dreamer might think, "I don't know if this will work," and the dream responds with glitchy, inconsistent results. But when someone fully steps into the identity, "I am the dreamer, this is my creation," the dream becomes obedient. This is the essence of manifestation. Identity is command. Identity is authorship. Neville didn't say, "pretend." He said, "Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Assume the identity." Just like the lucid dreamer who decides, "I am the creator here," and the world reshapes around that decision. Most people try to change their life the way a non-lucid dreamer reacts in a nightmare. They wrestle with shadows, argue with the scenery, try to fix the characters, fight the environment. None of it works because they're interacting with effects, not causes. Lucid dreaming teaches you the real method. You don't change the dream by wrestling the dream. You change your inner state and the dream follows. The law of assumption is the waking equivalent of lucidity. You stop reacting. You become aware. You choose the state consciously. You hold it. And life rearranges itself without force. Here are practical steps that fuse lucid dreaming principles with Neville Goddard's teachings. 1. Inner state first, outer world second. Before you take action, shift your state. Ask, what version of me is already living this? What do my surroundings look like? What am I doing? Then feel from that version. 2. Notice when you're non-lucid in life. When something in your day triggers you, stop and recognize, "I'm reacting as if the world is the cause, but I'm the dreamer. I'm the cause." That one moment of awareness is lucidity. 3. Stabilize the assumption. Just like stabilizing a lucid dream. Slow down, focus, and breathe into the new identity. Your conviction forms the structure of the world around you. 4. Assume the end. Don't negotiate with the old story. Don't argue with circumstances. A lucid dreamer doesn't explain to the dream why it should change. They simply shift the inner command. Neville said, "Persist in the assumption, and it will harden into fact." Dreams do it instantly. Reality does it gradually, but the mechanism is identical. When Neville described imagination as the creative power of God, he wasn't speaking metaphorically. He was describing the same intelligence that builds dreams. Both the dream world and the physical world arise from consciousness. Both respond to your inner state. Both follow assumption. The difference is density and time. Once you grasp that your waking life is simply the slow-motion version of a lucid dream, your relationship with reality transforms. You stop trying to control outcomes. You stop worrying about how long it takes. You stop chasing signs. You stop fighting circumstances. You turn inward. You adjust your state. You hold the identity. And the world bends. Dreaming is your glimpse into the truth of your current beliefs, how you feel about things right now. Lucid dreaming is when you become your higher self in the dream realm. Same with 3D reality. When you start manifesting using the law of assumption and stay grounded in the truth of who you really are, you become your higher self in the earth realm too. You are the creator. Consciousness is the architect. Identity is the blueprint. Assumption is the command. Reality, waking or dreaming, is the canvas. When you become lucid in a dream, you realize your power. When you become lucid in life, you realize your purpose. Your world is not random. It's not happening to you. You are dreaming this reality into existence. The only question is, are you conscious of the dream you're creating?